Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video on my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over a college basketball game for Monday, March 1st, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides of the game, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think is going to win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I am picking, all my picks are on my Patreon in writing, underlined, italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into today's game. We're going to be looking at the rematch from Saturday, Oklahoma, number 7 seed versus Oklahoma State. It's looking like a pick'em game. Oklahoma State beat Oklahoma on Saturday in overtime. So there could be a very real revenge narrative for Oklahoma to win this game and even the score. Today does have a 60, or today is the 60th day on the Gregorian. Today does have 25 date numerology on the Gregorian. 60 sums to 25, and it also sums to 97, the 25th prime number. One of these two teams is going to become 9-7 for a conference record with the loss in this game. And we've got to figure out which one it's going to be. We'll have to check to see if the Oklahoma is still the 7th seed before this game starts. Sometimes the rankings get upgraded on Monday. And if Oklahoma is still the 7th seed, they could just go ahead and sit on 7 losses for the season, giving Oklahoma State their 7th loss for the season, as Oklahoma State gets their 7th conference loss. The number 7 sums to 25. Today with 25 date numerology. One of these two teams is going to become 9-7 for a conference record, 97 the 25th prime. Could play in favor for Oklahoma as the number 7 seed if that sticks. It's the 16th conference game for Oklahoma. It's the 16th conference game for Oklahoma State. With the loss, Oklahoma State would sit on 16 wins for the season, and they would become 16-7 for a record on the season with the loss. Today does have 167 date numerology on the Hebrew. Also, one thing that's interesting too, I went ahead and looked ahead. Oklahoma State, their next game is on March 4th. So their next game is on March 4th. They play Baylor. And if we go to date numerology for March 4th, 2, 3. So here's March 4th. It's the 167th day on the Hebrew Civil. So if Oklahoma State loses and becomes 16-7 on a day with 167 date numerology on the Hebrew, their next game being played on March 4th would actually be the 167th day on the Hebrew Civil. So that's interesting. It doesn't favor Oklahoma State, of course, but they could become 16-7, and that would be why. And then Oklahoma would even the score 1-1 for this season. This is the Oklahoma's coach's 1,101 game as a coach for his career. Oklahoma can sit on that 101 head-to-head loss against Oklahoma State as they become 1-1. On the flip side, though, if Oklahoma State wins this back-to-back against Oklahoma, it'll be because today is the 17th day of the 6th month for the Hebrew Civil, and Oklahoma State would become 17-6 for a season record. Oklahoma State, this is their 23rd game for the season, and they can sweep Oklahoma 2-0 like 20. 23 sums to 55, just like the number 20 sums to 55, and Oklahoma State with the win, their coach would sit on 55 losses for his career with the win. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that light blue. 20, 55, 23. So that's a very real pattern right there as well. And Oklahoma State would also would get their 10th conference win, and 55 is the 10th triangular number. And it's also the 10th Fibonacci number. 10th Fibonacci, 10th triangular. 23rd game, 23 sums to 55. They can sweep Oklahoma 2-0 like 20. As our coach sits on 55 losses for a season with the win. 55 to 10th triangular. Oklahoma State would get their 10th conference win. 102. 148. Let's see what those sum to. 100. 166, 67, 185, 59. What was the other one? 148, 115, 241. Nothing jumps out. Nothing terribly jumps out at me. Yeah, we'll have to see if Oklahoma is still the 7 seed before this game. If it is, if they are the 7 seed, that 7 might be good for them. That 16-7, 9-7, they're sitting on 7. If they change for whatever reason, we might have to go with the 17-6 in the 20-55 connection with Oklahoma State. Go ahead and sweep them. There's potential there. If they did sweep them, the word sweep, sweep, 22, 23, 68, 67. Oklahoma State coach would go from 67 to 68 wins. This being Oklahoma's 22nd game. Oklahoma State 23rd game. 6-8, 2-3, 6-7, 2-2. Should be a tight game. Should be interesting. Wish you guys the best of luck.